With that point in mind, you have the idea in your head, and you want to write it down, and maybe that's enough for you, is to write it down, at least just to get it out there, so you don't necessarily have to worry about holding on to it in your head, and it's there for you to review, it's there for you to potentially build on, which is great. However, a lot of times we have to watch out that we're not necessarily drinking our own Kool-Aid. Now, what I mean by that expression is the fact that the idea might seem really great to us, but until we really understand and get it out there to other people, let's say user experience, and start addressing that idea or that concept or that feature, that story to others, and having them kind of give us feedback as to, does that make sense to you? Is that something that seems entertaining or innovating to you? You know, what do you feel when I express this idea to you? Or does this even seem like something that you want to engage in? And a lot of times there's two things that come to mind when that happens. Either one, you don't want to share the idea because of fear. You're afraid of the critique that you're going to get. You're afraid of the opinion that somebody just won't get your idea, or they don't understand it, or they just don't find it appealing or entertaining. Or there might be something else out there that's exactly the same concept, and so there's nothing really original about your game, and so you want to keep that to yourself. You don't want anybody else to have input or influence on it. And you know, that's really, really unfortunate, because you want to get that type of feedback. You want to hear the good and the bad. I've told many people that, you know, are critiquing games of friends or peers or colleagues, you know, there's a term called painfully honest, and you do somebody actually a disservice if you're not constructive with your critique. You know, you don't want to hurt their feelings or something of that nature, and that's all well and fine, and you don't have to be a jerk about it. But at the same time, offering the feedback as to what resonates with you concerning somebody's design, or what doesn't, or if you don't understand it, or you just don't feel the concept's very original, or it's tired, or something of that nature, better to give them that feedback. So they, in a sense, can go back to the drawing board like you. You can go back to the drawing board and start fine-tuning, and start maybe finding another facet as to, well, if that's a tired concept, how can I innovate on it? How can I make it more original? But without that feedback, you never really know. And then, of course, the second point is why you don't really want to, you know, you don't feel like sharing your idea or getting feedback, is you're afraid the idea is going to get taken. And that's a big fear. You know, and this is something that I'm going to go ahead and address in our later sessions about getting your idea out there to the community and asking for feedback. And a lot of people say, Mark, no way. You know, I'm not going to give my concept, my original thought, my dream, my baby. I'm not going to just offer that up to the wolves and see what they come back with, or somebody that might steal that idea. It is a risk. It truly, truly is a risk. However, at the same time, it is very, very rare. I have yet to hear a testimony from any people in my network or communities or even colleagues that have thrown an idea out there only to find out they looked down and looked up and somebody else is making that game and got it out there before they did. I mean, yes, of course, it is a real risk, but the potential and the percentage of that actually, you know, title or concept being taken and developed by somebody else, no, not at all. And the fact is even if it does, why fear that? You know, and what I mean by that is you're a creative. You've got a lot of ideas. And sometimes you'll find out that if you continually hold on to that one concept, and I mean, you nurture it and you coddle it and until it's like realized to get out there to the world, you're going to find that a lot of times it never really gets produced, because it's so wrapped up in fear that you don't want to release it, and it'll never be good enough, or you're afraid of the critique, or you're afraid that it's going to get stolen. I'm not telling you how to feel, but there comes a point to where you just have to just say no. You know, you got to get over that idea. You have to get over that fear and understand that, yeah, while it might be a great idea, you've got a lot of other ideas. And even though somebody, yes, might take that concept, potentially, very low percentage, but somebody, yeah, might take that concept, they're still not you. All right. So they still don't have the bulk of the idea, the bulk of the dream, the bulk of the vision and the features and the story and the characters and the mood and the style that you're going to put in it. They've only got a small sliver of actually what that concept is. So anyways, I hope that kind of helps. I'm being really transparent here because, again, I totally understand and I totally get that fear of either getting, that idea out there and having it critiqued or rejected. I understand that. Or that idea potentially scooped or stolen. I get it. But at the same time, you're a creative. You're a developer, you're an innovator, and you're an entrepreneur. And these are things that you're going to be faced with time and time and time again. And until you face that demon and get over yourself and get over that fear, you're going to be hit with that problem continually, and it's gonna suck, and it's gonna suck the ideas right out of you. It's gonna cause a lot of fear that you never want to finish anything or start anything. You're just gonna get into this loop of trying something and then never delivering it because of that intimidation. And so I'm here to encourage you guys. Really, I am here to encourage you to just get it out there. Get that feedback. Be confident. Don't be apologetic. You are unique. Your idea is unique. What it is that you want to do with it, it could be so simple. I mean, it could be Tetris and Space Invaders simple, but it's yours. Nobody else can think like you. Okay? Nobody else can concept or think of the stylization that you want to put in the game. It's got your fingerprint all over it. So I say that to encourage you to get over your fear.